Every time they found out we were together, they were like, "Oh, girls' night."
If anybody Okay, welcome everyone to the CT Scan episode 3. Today we have our guest Nate Blickenstaff on.
Hey.
Do you want a drink today, Nate?
Yeah, I'd love some H2O.
H2O? Oh yeah? Listen closely.
I feel like that's not that loud.
It better work.
Thank you.
I think it did. Okay.
Yeah, Nate here, goes to Pleasant Grove High School.
PG?
Yeah, our rival school.
But he's an
It's more of a
old-time
sibling
friend.
rivalry. It's not like Lone Peak and everyone else.
Yeah.
Well, they're about 500 students bigger than us, so yeah, it's not much of a rivalry.
Yeah.
But we are very close as far as geographically.
Mm-hmm.
And also just a lot of people know each other because of Oak Canyon.
Yeah.
And also just playing sports together growing up. I feel like a lot of people are connected.
Yeah, all three of us went to Oak Canyon, so that's kind of how we know each other.
We had to split off.
Yeah.
Me and Nate used to spend many a nights up in 9th grade sitting on the couch texting girls. But girls' nights really just were like, girls' nights would happen every single weekend.
It's every time they found out we were together, they were like, "Oh, girls' night."
Girls' night. If anybody asks, it's a girls' night.
That's funny. All right. Well, so as far as introduction with Nate, he plays lacrosse
I do.
at Pleasant Grove. I almost said BYU. Do you want to tell us a little bit about that? How you got into it?
Yeah, so I started playing last year, my junior year. I wasn't planning on playing it at all, and then like Devin Downs, if you know him, he goes to PG.
No, never heard of it.
He's played lacrosse for a few years, and he like randomly talked to my dad, and was like, "Oh yeah, Nate should play lacrosse." And my dad asked me about it, and I was like, "Yeah, probably not." And then Devin just invited me to go to winter workouts when they started, and I just started playing. It was pretty fun. So yeah.
Had you touched a lacrosse stick before that? Or
Never.
anything? Yeah.
Me and Devin had to go, practice a bit on our own so I can get the hang of it a little bit before we started practicing with the team. But yeah.
Okay.
So I was completely new.
I think it's really interesting how fast lacrosse has grown to the point of it being a sanctioned sport this year in Utah.
Yeah.
And frisbee, we were talking about frisbee just the other day with Justin. It has not grown very much as far as as high school and it being sanctioned.
Yeah.
Have you noticed some of that growth within it?
Yeah. So when we first got word that lacrosse was going to be a high school sanctioned sport, it was originally they planned for it to be this year, and then it got pushed back to a year. And then my old lacrosse coach from last year, he's not coaching anymore. He somehow convinced whoever it was, I don't know, the board of education, to get it back to this year so that my senior year, it would be sanctioned.
Oh, okay.
And just with that, I feel like it's grown a lot of awareness in the high schools. Just that we've gotten a lot of new players this year and last year too.
And there's also boys and girls lacrosse.
There's both teams, and we're doing fundraising and stuff, getting the word out. And they always want us to wear our, our teams, shirts and hats and stuff like that to grow awareness.
So what would be the biggest difference then that you've seen between this year and last year with it being sanctioned this year?
Well, I know that we did get new coaches, and our coaches this year are a lot more intense about it. And they're basically saying that this is the first year of Pleasant Grove lacrosse. All the other years just don't matter. This is the first one in the books because it's officially part of the high school. And I think it's a lot more serious than it was. Last year we weren't we messed around a lot at practice and in our games. So I think we're taking it a lot more serious this year and trying to make a name for ourselves.
So how have the players responded to that?
Well, it's kind of hard to tell right now because we're still in the preseason. We haven't started games yet.
Yeah. Okay.
It's funny because some players are yeah, we need to be serious about this, but then a lot of the other players I'm just trying to have fun. And it's that doesn't really mix very well. So as of right now, our team doesn't have very great chemistry, which isn't good at all. We're probably going to be screwed when the season comes around.
Oh, I think that is an interesting balance. And we've tried to find that as a cross country team of working hard and having fun, because a lot of times And I'll be the first one to admit this: running is not very fun.
No, not at all.
Yeah.
No, the only reason why I did cross country for 2 weeks, and the only reason why I did it was because of the people. Because the people make it worth it.
Oh yeah. So we kind of have to find that balance of having fun, because running is hard, and if you're not having fun, then it makes it that much harder. So we have to find that balance of having fun and working hard. And I think we do a good job of finding it for the most part, but I feel like that could be a rough patch, being in the first year of sanctioned lacrosse.
Yeah.
So kind of moving on, we really wanted to ask you. We noticed your AJR jacket. So what do you enjoy about AJR, the band?
Well, you introduced me to them mainly. We
Really?
started when we listened to their new album. That one time when we went bowling.
That was live.
I had already bought tickets to their concert because my friend Peyton wanted to go with me.
Oh, I remember.
Wait, and you hadn't listened to them at that point?
Like, I've known like a few of their songs, but
Okay.
no,
Well,
I
I
didn't.
remember being
like,
really jealous because I was like, you don't even listen to their
yeah,
songs.
exactly. So I started listening to them, and just the main thing I like about them is that they just sing and talk about stuff that no one else talks about. Like Legos and The Office and Disney, and it's like,
Yeah.
it's just really relatable and cool, and it's not for everyone, but I think it's really cool, and you can like relate to them more as a group of people.
And it's not like cliche either. Like so many lyrics are like constantly overused, and like so many songs, you'll be hearing different melodies, but it's the same words over and over.
Yeah.
Maybe slightly mixed up.
Yeah.
But
And
all of them-
even the structure is a little different too.
Oh, totally.
I found. So do you have a favorite song by them?
Yeah, The Entertainment's Here.
The Entertainment's
in
Here. Okay.
Neo Theater.
Neo Theater.
They just have so many sounds in that song. I don't even know what they are, but it's not in any other song I've heard before. Like, I've watched like an interview, and I think in like right before the chorus starts, they have like a school bell that goes off, and it
Really?
and it's like kind of hard to hear, but you can definitely like, it just like sets the mood for like that song, and I really like it.
Yeah. So I've found as I've gotten to know authors, I look up more and more of their interviews rather than songs that they have,
Yeah.
and I've found that AJR has extremely interesting interviews because they point out things in their songs that I would never have noticed.
Yeah.
Totally. I always watch like how they created it, and like they don't have any big studio either. It's just them in their apartment, And a lot of things they do are just recorded with their voice, and then they just change it up so it just sounds different.
Yeah, they're remixing their voice. It's really cool.
Yeah. Oh yeah. But and on the flip side, some authors, maybe I shouldn't name examples, but when I look up their interviews, it's kind of boring. It's kind of like the host will ask them a question and they'll give them a small answer and not really give too much of an explanation. But that's one
but
thing
there's
I've always
definitely
enjoyed about
artists
AJR.
out there who aren't necessarily even artists. They're performers, They have like a team of
Ghostwriters.
they have like a team of 5 people behind them writing their songs, and they throw in their little 2 cents here and there, and they're just kind of the face for it, That's why bands like AJR I respect a whole lot more, because they're doing the whole creation process and the performance aspect of it all.
Yeah, I was actually watching an interview where I think it was Ryan was saying that he has done some ghostwriting for other artists, and he says that writing songs for other people is way easier than writing songs for AJR, because like he's just given like an idea and a topic, and he can just blow out some song about it. But like a song that he makes for their band, he wants it to like be meaningful and like actually like have to do with them. So I think that's interesting.
Yeah, I like that a lot. I remember specifically kind of when we got into AJR, we were playing Spikeball. Down in the, what do we call it?
Lay Ditch.
Lay Ditch.
Yeah.
Many places.
So what kind of got you into Spikeball?
Oh, so I don't remember what year this was. 3 or 4 years ago, I think my mom gave me a Spikeball set for Christmas, and I had no idea what it was, and I was like, Mom, like, what is this? And she's like, oh, this is fun game that like, people play, and like, okay.
The young people play.
Yeah, it's cool. Like my siblings, like, yeah, we've seen people play. It looks fun. And then I told Devin about it, and he was like, yeah, I have Spikeball too. Like I play with my family. I was like, oh, we should play. So like me and him started playing. We would play at lunch. It was like me, Devin, and some other kids.
Oh,
And then
cool.
so like for a long time we just played in his backyard, and it's like small area. Like we weren't very like competitive at all. And then, like, it was just a kind of fun thing we did. We didn't really put much thought into it. And then I think it was the end of last year, of junior year, when we, like, played, like, every day for, like, a week for, like, 2 hours a day. And it was so fun.
So you've gone to tournaments and stuff.
Yeah.
Like that,
so
When did
after
that first
that,
start?
So, yeah. Sorry. Go ahead.
Yeah.
well, my first tournament actually was with Sam Steele, and it was the day of homecoming. So it was during junior year, and neither of us asked anyone to the dance.
Nice.
And so all of our friends were going on, like, dates during the day, and we were like, let's go to the Spikeball tournament. And we went, and we lost every game.
Oh, that's awesome.
And I was like, well, I still had a lot of fun. And yeah, so then I don't remember when the next one I went to was. I think it was during the summer after my junior year. Me and Devin went, and we actually, like, pretty good. Like, we didn't do great, but we won some games. And then I had a great time. I met, like, a lot of people that I, like, hadn't known in, like, the Spikeball community. And after that, me and Devin just went to a lot of tournaments together. So, yeah.
Oh, that's cool. Mm-hmm. So who would you say, like, out of the people you play with, who would you say you are in sync with the most? Like, if you could pick someone that you know you will win with, who would you go with?
I mean, with Devin, is, like, he is probably the best out of all of our friends.
Oh,
like,
yeah,
better
totally.
than I am. And
oh, yeah, he's really good.
I've played
he's
with him the
insane.
most,
Yeah.
like, competitively. So, like, against, like, in a competition, I think I would do the best with Devin. But with playing with our friends, it's different because, like, I don't know.
The trash talk aspect.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Me and
Can,
them, like, don't
keep
do
their
as
head
good
on.
together when we're, like, playing against our friends.
It's not as focused.
Yeah,
Totally.
Yeah.
definitely. So, I don't know. I think, like, me and Isaac are pretty good together until he starts complaining.
I think that's the biggest thing. As soon as one of them starts, like, complaining or, like, getting mad at you and you kind of feel like their frustration, then it's all going to go downhill from there.
Then you always, like, make the wrong decision. You know, like, should I pass him? You know.
Yeah.
I've always felt like me and you click really well.
Yeah,
I was
like,
going to say that about me and you, bro.
it's because neither of you get, like, upset about it. Like, we're honestly just having fun together.
exactly.
And that's what works.
I mean, like, I'll get mad if I, like, miss something super easy,
Yeah.
but, like, I won't be, like, devastated. You know,
Yeah.
honestly. Come on.
That's what I like about Spikeball is, like, you can play with anyone and it's fun.
Mm-hmm.
Always.
Yeah.
That's the nice thing. Like, it's like
And the level's always different too.
exactly, and like
Yeah.
it's fun no matter what level you're at, and you can get like really competitive about it. But in the end, you still realize like it's totally a game. Like other sports, people can get so lost in because there's so much hype around them. Like basketball and soccer and just all these sports, there's so much hype around them. Everybody gets so sucked into them that like if they lose, it's devastating. You know, it's their whole being. But like with Spikeball, like sure, like we played so much over the summer. Like we put a lot of time into it.
Yeah.
But if we lose, like it's no big deal. It's still just fun.
Yeah, exactly.
Oh, yeah. I was getting pretty good towards the end of the summer, and then I haven't played since then. So
Yeah, I haven't caught up. I haven't been, like, playing recently. I want to play more, but
yeah,
Yeah, I was
for
kinda
me,
rusty as well.
like Spikeball is I don't know. It's just not that mentally taxing on me. It's fun for the fun aspect, but as a competitive sport, I don't know if I would ever go into it.
yeah, it's
Not
funny. Like, end of the summer, beginning of the school year, I was like, all I would think about was like Spikeball, and I was like, I actually like want to like go pro, and I was like, I want to do this like so much, and I was like playing a ton, and then like school started, and then like we started like lacrosse like fall workouts, and I was like thinking like I would still play sometimes, but like now it's like it's just a fun game. Like I don't need to like be the best or anything. I don't need to like play competitively. Like I'll still go to tournaments and stuff, but like.
Yeah,
I don't care as much about it as I used to, but it's still like a
Yeah.
big part of like my life, I think.
Oh yeah,
Totally.
So one thing us three kind of get together and talk about sometimes is movies.
Yeah.
So I kind of wanted to bring that up. What have you been watching lately?
Well,
It could be
actually-
a TV show or movie.
Over this weekend, I have watched 5 movies.
Oh my god.
Actually, wait, no, 6.
That is
But one of them I had
fantastic.
already seen before. That was Jojo Rabbit, really good movie.
I still gotta see that.
It's in theaters still, so I'm not gonna say anything.
Yeah, Jojo. I thought based on the name, and this is why you don't judge a book by its cover. I thought that it was ridiculous. But I've heard really good things about it since you told me that you watched
Yeah,
it.
I really love the director.
I can't remember his name.
Taika Waititi.
Yeah.
Oh.
He did Thor Ragnarok and
Okay,
Hunt
yeah.
for the Wilder People.
Hunt for the Wilder People is so good.
And yeah, his movies are like, they mean something, but they're also just like so funny.
Yeah.
It kind of reminds me
That's
almost
what I
like of AJR's kind of style, you know, like they're kind of funny and people can view them as childish almost, but there's so much more to it.
But there's
still.
so much meaning in it.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Yeah, that is a good point. Also, so I watched a movie in theaters. I know you both have seen it. Knives Out.
Yes.
What did you guys think?
I really liked it.
It was really good.
Yeah.
Definitely one of the best movies I've seen that's come out recently. Like, I haven't seen a whole lot. I mean, I saw the new Star Wars.
Mm-hmm.
I wasn't the hugest fan of it, but I was like half asleep when I was watching it, so whatever. But Knives Out was really good, and I was like captivated the whole time throughout it.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's definitely not what you think it's gonna be. You're like, oh, there's just gonna be this big reveal at the end of shows who did it, and it's
Yeah,
not. It
and
says who did it like halfway through,
Yeah.
and then you're still left to figure out
But you
like
still
how.
have these nagging questions.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Yeah. I also thought, well, actually, maybe I shouldn't say this because it's relatively new, but I thought that the person who did it was like somehow like you suspected him the most and yet the least at the same time.
Yeah,
Yeah.
exactly. That was cool. It's like
Yeah.
I was going through, it's like, oh, it's so obviously could be him, you know?
Yeah.
But then also like, I don't know, like could at least be him. And I was trying to figure out how everyone else could do it, but like also do make everyone seem like an easy suspect.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't know, because I was kind of confused by it though, because I thought it was going to be a big mystery, you know, up until the very end. But like I was like 30 minutes into it, and I was like, wait, do I already know how this ends? Am I
Yeah.
supposed to know?
Yeah,
But-
that's how I mean, I thought the movie, I was like, how long is this movie? You know, like when it was 30 minutes into the movie, because I thought it was just going to be over.
Like,
Yeah.
well, that's
But-
it.
Yeah, and the thing is, another thing is that it has a little bit of everything too. You know, it has like a car chase. It has like,
Yeah.
you know, detectives. It has so many different.
There's like pop
aspects.
culture references and stuff like that.
Oh, there was this line. I can't remember it, but the guy makes fun of the main detective's accent, and I thought it was hilarious. And my
Yeah.
dad, afterwards, he kept going, "Son, I say, son." But yeah, it's funny because that guy has a British accent, really heavy British accent, and he somehow like had this really
Oh,
weird southern.
yeah,
Yeah.
Daniel Craig.
Yeah.
So when I first watched that, I was like so thrown off when I heard his accent, and
was
I thought it was
really
gonna
good
bug
accent.
me the whole time through, but I loved it.
Oh yeah, I thought for sure, like when I first started watching, I was like, is he gonna keep this up the entire movie? You
like
know?
it's gonna bug me so much.
There
Yeah.
was.
Oh yeah.
He's in another movie called Logan Lucky that I just watched over the weekend, where he has the same accent. He's like a southern dude, and it's
Oh,
like
really?
it's really funny. And it just like, because I know he's like James Bond, and he's like British, so
Yeah.
he's a really good actor. I think Knives Out was like one of the first movies I've seen with him in it, and he's like really good.
Yeah, I
actor.
haven't seen any of the James Bond.
Neither have I.
I've watched them all through like one time.
Really? Did you
I
like them?
just like the first one the most, Casino Royale.
Oh, okay.
I've never been a big following on any like the spy movies like Jason
Yeah.
Bourne or James Bond or all those.
Yeah. I think the one like major. I've seen a couple Mission Impossible, but one of the spy movies I watched was Cars 2, and it was awful.
Oh, dude, no. The best spy movies of all time is Spy Kids 3. Spy Kids 3 will
Spy
never be
Kids 3.
topped. Did you ever see that,
I've
Nate?
never seen any of the Spy
Yeah.
Kids.
Oh, you've never seen it? Dude, they're all on Netflix right now.
All right, maybe I should
Okay,
get
no,
on that.
I tried rewatching them recently, and it was so painful.
Oh yeah.
Like, I thought they were the coolest things ever when I was a kid, but then again,
Same.
I was like 6. So,
Yeah. So let's see here. One thing I thought that was super interesting that my film literature teacher talked about the other day was how entertainment is more of a measure of yourself than of the movie. For example, if you find Cats good, you know what I mean? Like, it's really your opinion. Some people might find it. I haven't seen it, but I've heard the reviews.
Yes.
You know, everyone's heard the reviews.
I've seen the trailer, and I feel like that's enough as well, you know?
Yeah.
I'm not really big on musicals either, as it
Really?
is.
Yeah. So, yeah, and I thought that was really interesting. Like, it made me almost think, well, what do I find interesting and why? You know?
And like, how does that define who I am, you know?
Yeah, yeah.
I find really stupid things entertaining at times. Like recently, I've been watching a ton of Regular Show because I found it all on one website. It's just got every single season.
Wait, do you have
I'm
Hulu
like,
or no?
no, I don't think I do.
Okay, well, it's all on Hulu.
Oh well, this website has every cartoon ever. Cat Scratch. If anybody's ever seen Cat Scratch,
Yeah, if you guys are gonna
nosy.
be knocking on your door in about 5 seconds.
Oh man.
So, as of recent, what would you say your favorite movie is?
Favorite movie.
And just don't go back too far. Just think of recently.
Well, I'd have to say in the last month, I've watched quite a bit of movies because there's always movies during the holidays that are good.
Yeah.
Two that have really stood out to me is Ford versus Ferrari. And the other one was Zodiac, which I watched last night. Zodiac is really old. Well, not really old. It's like 2006. It's about the Zodiac killer. If you don't know who that is, he's a serial killer in San Francisco that was never caught. A lot of people are like interested in that. I think it's pretty cool. It's got a lot of big actors that I like. And then also more recently, Ford versus Ferrari was really good because I don't know why I kept thinking about this because it's not even like, like in racing movies, it always shows the like when they're like racing, they're trying to beat the other person. It shows like the speedometer, going faster. In this movie, it always showed the RPM.
Really?
Yeah.
Okay.
So like, because you can always like he could always like go faster, but like he shouldn't because his car was going to explode. And I just thought that was cool. And I know that's a small detail that doesn't really have to do with the whole movie as a whole, but I just really thought that was interesting.
Okay. Yeah. That's an artistic choice. Like we talk about those in film all the time. They're used to attract your attention
and like how you tell the story.
Yeah,
it's different ways.
I actually haven't seen that.
Neither have I.
We went to Arizona for a cross country trip, and we saw a movie, and we didn't know what movie to watch. And Ford vs. Ferrari had just come out, but we couldn't watch that until the afternoon, and we had to get out of there. And so the only thing we could watch was Frozen 2.
Oh, man.
And so about 25 boys piled into this theater to watch Frozen 2 with, a bunch of little kids who didn't have to go to school that day, I guess. And I actually didn't mind it that much. I thought the soundtrack wasn't as good as the first one, but the storyline was a lot better.
You think?
Really? Do you disagree?
Well, yes. So here's the thing. I don't even like Frozen that much. But the first Frozen movie is a good movie.
Really?
Like, yeah.
No,
like,
Pixar always puts out quality stuff.
Oh, it's not Pixar.
Oh my god. What? Wait.
Not every Disney animated movie is Pixar.
Oh, Frick, you're right.
In fact, no Disney princess movie
is
Pixar.
Actually,
I guess there's Brave. Yeah.
Oh, okay, well, I'm going to shut up for the rest of this topic. I don't know what I'm talking about.
Well, it's got like interesting characters, Olaf, he's funny.
Olaf is
and then
funny,
the special
I
powers.
thought Olaf was a lot funnier in the second one.
Olaf was really funny.
Yeah.
He's the only part I liked in Frozen 2. I mean, Kristoff was funny too. But
I hated Kristoff's song in the second one.
Really?
Hated it.
That's like the one everyone loved the most.
It dragged on so long. And it was so cheesy. It was overly cheesy for a Frozen movie. I mean, not that there's like this classic stereotypical Frozen movie, but I just thought it was a little too much. But I don't know, maybe you liked it.
I mean, it wasn't like I didn't hate it. There was other things I didn't like. Like I actually fell asleep during the movie. But I also was really tired because I had run a race before.
Oh.
So I'm not trying to show Clyn up. But like I feel like they just kind of came up with the whole story, like they just kind of pulled it out of their butt. Like in the end, it doesn't really like resolve anything that much. It just goes back to the way it was.
Yeah, I guess I can see where you're coming from. I mean,
it wasn't like bad, but like I don't know. Okay,
the thing that bugged me though was like literally everything works out for them.
Yeah.
It's like, okay, Olaf's dead. Oh no, he's alive. But at least the city's gonna die. Oh no, she saves the city.
That's kind of exactly what happened in the most recent Star Wars, wasn't it?
Yeah.
Chewbacca's dead.
That's what Disney is all about. They don't want to.
C-3PO is gonna lose his memory. Oh nope, they got a backup.
I guess yeah.
Nothing bad ever goes wrong in Disney.
Here's the thing. What I thought was interesting about that, they always wipe C-3PO's brain. Like after Revenge of the Sith, he goes and he gets his brain wiped.
Oh, I guess that's true.
Or not his brain, but whatever is in his head.
Memory.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So, like, I think that's just like protocol for
3PO.
Yeah.
That's interesting. Well, I would love to talk about that more, but we have exceeded our time limit here.
Yeah.
Any final words? I guess. You got anything going on that we should be aware of?
Not gonna be leaving the Bachelor Club soon, are you?
Oh, yeah. No, I'm not.
Okay,
not planning on it unless we are goes really well.
Okay.
Yeah. He asked the
Not
most
dropping-
beautiful
I'm not
girl
dropping
in the
any
world.
names.
I'm just kidding. I'm just kidding. I don't even really know who he was.
I don't even know people.
All right. Well, it's been real with you on the show.
Yeah,
Right on.
had a good
Right
time.
on.
Yeah. I guess we'll see you guys next week.
See ya.